And every event you go to, you see way more Muslim sisters than brothers. It's interesting. So since I have Muslim sisters and brothers here, I'm going to bring in a hot topic that we always discuss at Muslim events. I mean, they use it as a good topic to bring people in, and that's the topic of marriage. Oh, marriage is good. Okay, marriage is a very interesting topic because as I go from event to event to event, you speak to people and you talk to them, and you realize that the divorce rate has become very, very high almost in every Muslim community. And as I was talking to Sheikh earlier, it's even in this Muslim community. And that's because a lot of times parents don't tell us what to expect when we get married. You know, they say, sign here, Mubarak, go figure each other out, and that's it. No one tells you what to expect. So I'm going to give you a couple of things of what to expect when you get married. Some simple things, and I'll try to maybe add a little humor to it, maybe help you remember. Number one, men and women are very different. We're equal, but different. For example, let's say I want to go to the restroom. If any of the brothers here want to go to the bathroom, they will stand up and go to the bathroom. Right? But when the sisters go to the bathroom, it's a little bit different. When a sister wants to go to the bathroom, it says, okay, let's go to the bathroom. The entire table gets up and they go to the bathroom. Men don't go in groups. It would be awkward if we went. I can't tell the MC brother, I have to go pee, do you want to come with me? It wouldn't work. People are different. Men and women are very different. And men are not as social, normally, in general. Men are not as social as women are. They can't communicate as well as women do. Women, mashallah, are very, very good communicators. And I'll give you an example. The brothers here, how many of you in your life have spoken to complete strangers in the bathroom? Like started a conversation with them? Now, if everyone could look around, how many hands do we have raised, except for the one that's trying to laugh here in the front? And the 4-year-old here. Put your hand down. He's going to take you on stage. Okay, so we have one gentleman over here, and he's laughing. So generally we have nobody of the men here that start conversations with complete strangers in the bathroom. Sisters, I want you to be honest here. How many of you have spoken to complete strangers in the bathroom? You have no idea who these people are. Can I get a raise your hands, please? Every single husband here and father is here is looking at their wife or their daughter going, who are you talking to in the bathroom? My point is here, and the humor of this, is that women, they're social. Even if it's a complete stranger that you meet in the bathroom, oh, you know, hi, how are you? You have children? Oh, I have 2 daughters too. Oh, and they start talking. Very, very different. Here's another big difference between men and women. Men, you know, when they talk in a certain way. They talk very, you know, they're very straight to the point. How was your day, honey? How was your day? Good. How did everything go? How was your wedding go? Fine. And then the woman's like, oh, he doesn't want to talk. Opposite. The man is scared to talk to his wife about how the day was. Because if he says, oh, how did your day go? The woman will go, because I'm, So men get scared, like, did everything go okay? Yes? Okay, that's good. Minimum. And you know what the interesting is? Men and women, when they sit there in conversation together, it's very different when they're having conversation with one another. If they have 2 people on opposite sides having conversation, okay, let's say when 2 women are opposite from one another, they're having a conversation with one another, one woman will be speaking, and the other woman will be like, they nod. Both men and women nod in conversations, but women nod for different reasons than men do. Women nod to say, I am listening, I'm agreeing, continue speaking. Men, they only nod when they agree. So when the man and man are talking to another, the woman will be talking to the other like this. So you say, okay, what's the problem? The problem is the sister from this side is going to marry the brother from this side. They're going to get together and have a conversation with one another, and that's going to be sometimes a problem. You know? The brother will be in conversation with his wife. You know, honey, I was thinking that, you know, instead of me working full-time, you know, I could stay home and you could be working full-time. His wife will be like, And since you have 2 children and it's not that bad, might as well have 10 children. And since we're living together, I say, you know what? We can just live with my parents, and since you're doing my laundry, you might as well do their laundry too. So what do you think, honey? No way. I said, why did you say no way? I thought we were on the same page. She was like, why would you think that? And the man would say, I don't know. But it's because she's been nodding the whole time. You reverse the conversation, the woman will be talking to her husband, and the husband would be like this the whole time. He wouldn't be nodding. And the woman, your wife, is going to say the same sentence that every married man has heard in this room many, many times, including myself. Repeat to me everything I just said. You know why, brothers, why your wife says that? Because you're not listening. The only way you need to signal that you're listening is to do two things. Eye contact and do this. MashaAllah, inshallah, sisters, if this talk works, when you go home and you're speaking to your husband, you'll be doing this like a bobblehead the whole time. So now I'll reveal some things about men and women that sometimes we don't always know. Like for example, like the bathroom thing was one example, but you know men, we have peripheral vision, guys. We already know this. Everything that men look like, we look like this. If I say, okay, look at the sheikh, I will look at this. Look over the entrance, I will look at this. Men, they turn their bodies, they turn their heads, and you can see directly at what they're looking at. Women, not so much. Do you know why? Because women can do something, another thing that men cannot do. Women have the ability, and every sister knows this, but the brothers do not know this until you ask them. A woman can look directly forward and see 180 degrees. That's why they're laughing and you're not. They can see 180 degrees clearly and 45 degrees up and down by looking directly forward. Hey, look who just walked in. Oh, I love her shoes. Am I right? We don't even do that, brothers. Another thing that sisters with their brothers don't do. When two brothers meet each other, all we have is eye contact. I have no idea about anything else. If you ask me what pants he was wearing, I have no idea. Actually, guys don't even care. That's why we don't dress up for each other. Hey, put on a shirt and pants, okay. But sisters, every sister does a scanning process. When a sister looks at another girl, oh, I like her bracelet, oh, that's so cute, I like her shoes, next girl. It's like a Terminator. They can scan all these people and then match outfits. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's so cute. Am I right? Guys have no idea. We have no idea. This is why, you know, when it comes to shopping, which is the next part. When it comes to shopping, brothers and sisters, it's very, very, very difficult. This is one of the toughest trials, brothers, when you get married. Your first shopping experience with your wife. Because guys, when we shop, we walk into a mall, we go right into a store, and we go exactly, do they have this size pants and this size shirt? You don't have it? Okay, see you later. Bye, I'm out. You go with your wife. Your wife's like this, I'm gonna go shopping. Can you come with me? You're like, okay, sure. It must be just like go with one of my friends. No, it's not. What do you need? I think I need a purse. Okay, we'll go with her. So you walk into the mall, and you're like, okay, let's walk into this store. Wait, can this sell pillows? It's okay, let's walk into the store. You walk in the pillow store, you're walking around, you're testing pillows, and we have pillows. It's okay, we're not going to buy pillows. So what are we doing in the store? Just come with me. And you're going around, 10 minutes becomes 20 minutes, 20 minutes becomes an hour, 1 hour becomes 3 hours. What are we doing here? You're going through all the stores. And then after a while the man's dragging his feet. I'm hungry, what time we're going to go home? And eventually she gets to the purse store. Alhamdulillah, we're here. She walks to the purse. Okay, what color purse are we looking for? The purple one. They have a purple one right here. Let me see. Oh, it's perfect. Nah, I don't want it. What? I changed my mind. Let's go home. So they go home, and the man said, this was a disaster. And his wife will say, it was a disaster. It was a great time. I had a great time shopping because we spent the day together. The reason why is because men are goal-oriented, and they have to have everything goal. And some sisters can be goal-oriented, but they don't have to have goal. They just want to spend time sometimes with other people, with their wife, with their husband, or wife, or with their other friends and stuff. Am I right? Kind of. Okay. So the next big difference between men and women is eating. Or, let's say, conversation together. Okay, we have a bunch of brothers here, about 7 brothers sitting with each other over here, and we have about 7 sisters sitting over there. 7 brothers sitting here during the lunchtime will have a conversation, and person will be sitting around a circle and they will have one brother speaking at a time. One thing, sisters, is we cannot do what you can do. And brothers, what I'm referring to is women are able to speak and listen at the exact same time. If you go to the sisters' table here, there'll be 8 sisters sitting at a table. There'll be 4 different conversations happening at the exact same time. And everything's in 2 by 2 by 2 formation. And the sisters will be like, really? When did you guys go? I didn't know you guys were going last week. And they'll have the conversation at the exact same time. Okay. Persian joke. He has the echo. He has the late version. Okay. So, American Airlines is going through Iranian airspace. And the plane's making a lot of noise. And there's smoke coming out the right engine. And they're like, Iranian airspace, Tehran towers, we need help, we have air, we have smoke coming out the right engine, we need help. No problem, my friends, no problem. If you have smoke coming out of right engine, move power to left engine. I'm moving it all to the left engine, but I got smoke coming out the left engine. I don't think the left engine can handle both sides. I need help. Relax, relax, my friend. You're talking to Tehran towers, okay? Relax. If you have power, you have smoke coming out both right and left engine. Just put a backup engine. Or I'm going backup engine, but the switch isn't working. The switch is not working. I got smoke coming out both engines. My backup engine is not working. So your right engine is not working? No, the right engine is not working. Your left engine is not working? No, the left engine is not working. Your backup engine is not working? No, the backup engine is not working. None of the engines are working. None of the engines are... No problem. No problem, my friend. Just repeat after me. Because you talk to atheists, they'll tell you everything's just randomly created. But in my life, just as growing up, I don't see things random. You know, the whole idea of, okay, just an explosion happens, everything just miraculously comes together. Well, there's thousands of bombs and things going off, but I don't see life coming out of them. Thousands of explosions happening. Do you ever see life coming out of them, or an object as complicated as like a microphone coming out of nothing? So things don't just show up out of nothing.
It's not on you guys.
There has to be someone
like
behind it. Like if we're sitting in this room, these are things that come to my head. I sit in this room and I see this tent. And no one here in this room has met this person who put this tent or built this tent. Or even this amusement park with all the things here. But we can all of us can say for sure there was a person who designed this theme park, who actually wrote it down on a piece of paper and said, okay, I'm going to put this right here, put this tent here, put this will be the entrance. Even though none of us have met this person, we know this person exists, or this group of people exist that put this together. But why is it when we come to the creator, which is far more complicated than making a theme park, we say, no, it's impossible. Oh, we don't think it's, I have to see it to believe it. Well, none of us saw this guy make this architecture, but we know he exists, and we can judge his intelligence, we can judge his background, we can judge something about his character based on his creation. So I look at this creation, and this tent, okay, it looks pretty cool, but it's not that complicated. I think in enough time I can build one like this myself, and that looks like something a few engineers can put together. But if you look at something like the sky, far more complicated than this tent, there's nothing holding it down, holding it up. There's nothing, the stars, how this is so complicated. It's way beyond any of our understanding. It's just like me explaining to my child something very complicated like how a computer works. A 2-year-old won't understand, just like we can't understand what's happening outside of here. These are the thoughts going through my mind. So I said, oh, there's a creator. Oh, if there's a creator out there, please lead me to the right path. Please lead me to the right path, because there's so many people saying this is the right path, this is the right religion, this is the right thing. Lead me to the right path. My intention is pure. I'm sincere. Lead me towards that. So I went through all these different religions, went through all these different pieces, and eventually I came across Islam. When I found Islam, it was amazing. And I just want to let you know, don't take life and deen for granted, because life goes like this. And there's many people that are like myself that don't have deen until one day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give it to them. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.